and this one is coming from Mick. Hi, John and crew. In the Summer Games Showcase on Thursday, Nick Druckmann, the writer and director of The Last of Us game and co-writer of the show, shared details about the HBO show, revealing a new image that will wrap shooting this Friday, that the show is releasing soon, sooner than people realize, and that the original actors that portrayed Ellie and Joel in the game will star in the show as major roles, not cameos. I think all of this is great, and I am more excited to see the show. What do y'all think? All right. Well, there was a little bit of Ghostbusters still left on there, so we'll just ignore that. What do I think? Oh my gosh, I'm so very excited about this. I think this is wonderful. I've been really hyped about this. I really, really have. The Last of Us is such a great game. It's so beautifully done. It's such a cinematic game. It's a heartstrings thing. I give the sides for this to people in my class too, because it shows how really elevated voice acting, particularly motion caption acting, has become in the last few years.
Do you have them do it in various cartoon character voices?
This one I have them be really, really realistic, because a lot of voiceover casting directors like Andrea Toyas or other people, they have this whole mentality of if it's not HBO worthy, it shouldn't be in my booth, which I think is amazing. Take note, voice actors. But look at this image, you guys. Look at how great Pedro and Bella Ramsey look in this role. Oh my gosh. I love this little like shitty face she is shooting him too. That is pure Ellie energy, and I'm here for it. I love Pedro Pascal taking on the role as Joel too. That's been casting that I've been very excited about. And I'm really happy too that they'll bring in the original actors for roles. I think that's wonderful and such a service to them.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that can you imagine you're a voice actor in a video game that becomes one of the most beloved story-based video games of all time, and then they decide to make a TV series, and you're like,
oh, not me.
Yeah.
Not me. And I mean, to be fair, Ashley is much older than Ellie, right? But still, when a character is based off of you down to your movements, down to the blinking you did, that's got to be frustrating.
Yes.
So I'm so happy they're being included here because all those actors just knocked it out of the park. If you have time, do yourself a favor. You can watch the mocap sessions of this game and watch them on these sound stages interacting with all these fake props, trying to make everything work. And it's really, really incredible to watch. But how are you feeling about the show as a whole, Rob?
Well, you know, it's funny. I always talk about how when I first played Uncharted, the first Uncharted, it was the first time I ever sat down and played, call it a story-based video game, that I played from beginning to end. Oh. And it was the very first time I thought to myself that there is a true confluence of movies and games into one thing. I was so wrapped up in the story and the design work of Uncharted. The next time I felt this way was The Last of Us. That was another game. I did not play it all the way through. I don't think you can play it all the way through in 13 hours or whatever.
It takes a while.
It took days, weeks.
Well, I don't know about you two. I'm a bunch bigger wuss than you. I can't play this at night.
Oh,
I freak out so much more. And I know that's when you should play it, but the clickers just, Oh,
and what's great is to play video games with a thunderous surround sound system.
Oh, yeah.
Because if games have great sound design. But this, I was so caught up in the story and the characters, and it's almost like, look, I don't want to sit down. If I'm playing a game, I'm playing a game. I don't want to watch cutscene movies. I've never watched an entire cutscene movie. I have an aversion to it. There's somebody on my own channel who always wants me to watch this one particular game all the way through. Have you watched the cutscenes of this thing? I'm like, no. And it's because I don't want to. But this game, I would imagine the cutscenes would make a great entertainment experience.
They're gorgeous. They're so good. And you're directly involved in all the choices. So you as the player have such more of an emotional connection to it, which is incredible. Ray, what are you feeling about Last of Us?
I'm just saying great timing on this. It's just maybe by coincidence, but Pedro Pascal, he's on fire right now, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like whatever you feel about his casting, if he's right for the part or not, it's going to bring people to this show who aren't even familiar with Last of Us just because he's in it. So, and HBO, do you bet against HBO? No, you don't.
No, never.
Right?
They've had some crappy stuff maybe, but that's very rare. I believe this one is going to be good, like on par with what they released. So I'm looking forward to it because I haven't played the game and I'm still looking forward to it. So
oh man,
so this will be like the inverse Halo for you because you
The inverse Halo.
Yeah.
Well, and I do want to ask everyone too, because obviously we're split in this room. Ray, I know you really enjoyed this movie. You loved Uncharted, and for PlayStation, that did really well at the box office and everything. Critically, though, a lot of people weren't fans of what PlayStation Studios was doing. Do you think this is the movie that's going to make sure that, or show rather, that's going to make PlayStation Studios a winner, or how are you feeling?
HBO.
It's the HBO
I
factor?
will never bet against HBO. They're just a good production, a place that has good shows, documentaries especially. They know how to do those.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Hey, man, I'm still waiting for the new Dream On revival.
So, yeah, I wouldn't bet against HBO at all. Like, if this was on anything else, let's say, oh, yeah, Last of Us. And I'm sorry to throw you under the bus because you're, like, the best boxing channel. Last of Us on Showtime. I'll be like,
Ooh, shots
Wow.
fired.
I give the respect for the boxing, but, you know, it's just HBO, I think, is on another level than all the other channels. I mean, that's my personal feeling.
No, I agree with you. I think that's absolutely true. I mean, they also pioneered, the made-for-cable movie. They brought back John Frankenheimer, one of my favorite directors of all time, to come back when he didn't have much of a career and he was making movies for them. So HBO has a long history of doing great programming. Aside from, what's the Sex and the City sequel?
Oh, and just like that.
And just like that, that might be one of the worst TV shows I've ever
But see,
seen.
we all remember it because it's so rare that they release something that's, you know what I mean?
Look,
we all remember the titles only because it's so rare.
There's a podcast, the Real Housewives podcast that would review and just like that. They hated and just like that more than I hate Star Trek Discovery.
Oh,
and I would tune in.
dang.
I don't even know these women. I would tune in and listen to their hatred because it filled me with joy. And I don't usually do that. But so HBO stumbled there. So they're not infallible. But this could be a great show.
I think this has a lot of potential. But guys, it's up to you. What do you think about this? Does this image make you more excited about the show? Are you pumped that the original cast members from the game are coming into this? Are you happy it's coming out sooner than later? Or does that give you pause that we're rushing something? A lot of things going on here. So hit us up in the comments and let us know your thoughts.
We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Storyblocks. Guys, I have been an enthusiastic fan and user of Storyblocks for years. I go to them whenever I'm in need of content creation assets like royalty-free music, video clips, or templates for my creative projects, ranging anywhere from little editorial videos to my very own full-feature documentary. Storyblocks helps you bring your stories, videos, and projects to life without sacrifices due to time, budget, or access to resources. They have over 1 million different story assets ranging from stock videos, audio and music, an in-browser video editor, and they feature pre-designed templates, animations, and outros. Storyblocks uses an affordable subscription model, and their unlimited access plans offers, well, unlimited video and audio downloads rather than a costly pay-per-clip model. With Storyblocks, you'll be able to create more content and, more importantly, better content, all while using a subscription plan that fits your budget, utilizing unlimited downloads of demand-driven and diverse content. So if you're interested in upping your content creation game, head over to www.storyblocks.com/Campea and get started today. That's www.storyblocks.com/Campea.